Moon Mondays, unleash your feminine power with astrology. I'm Sheridan, your astrology life coach, here with this week's woman-centered insights. Harness astrology to unlock your full potential. We start this week of December 9th with the moon changing signs from Pisces to Aries. The sun's still moving through Sagittarius until the solstice on December 21st, and Venus newly into Aquarius. Have you seen Venus after sunset in the western skies? She's so bright and high in the sky now. If you haven't noticed her yet, I encourage you to have a look. She's the very first star you'll see shortly after the sunset. Look to the left and much higher than where the sun set. Communing with Venus in the sky is a potent way to connect with the divine feminine energies within you. That's what she represents. So speaking of the upcoming solstice, when the sun moves from Sagittarius into Capricorn, I invite you to join me for my free solstice gathering, Soulful Alignment. It's a free solstice intention setting and astrology coaching experience. Join me for a transformative experience to align your intentions with the powerful energies of the solstice. I'll put the link below where you can sign up for this free offering on Saturday, December 21st. It'll be recorded if you can't make it live. As the sun finishes moving through Sagittarius over the next couple of weeks, notice what the final month of this season looks like around you. What do you see happening on the land with the animals or the birds, the plants and the trees? Sagittarius brings the end of autumn for us northern hemisphere-ians, or spring if you're in the southern hemisphere. For me, this change of seasons brings often a big swing of temperatures. It's fall and winter changing by the day. We had this massive snowstorm here a couple of weeks ago, and now we're having really warm temperatures. That typifies fall for me, especially the end of fall, Sagittarius season. So Sagittarius and all the mutable signs, including Gemini, Virgo, and Pisces, all herald the change of the seasons, right? They're the signs that bring us up to the solstices and the equinoxes. Notice and feel into the change around you, right? How does it feel in your body? How does it feel energetically, emotionally, mentally? Sagittarius brings us into the holiday season as well, which is often fraught with stressors, but also the peace of the solstice, right? So I'm just talking about increasing your awareness here. That's all. Talking about change, how does it feel to you when the moon shifts from watery, empathic, all-inclusive Pisces into fiery, strong, individualistic Aries? Do you notice it in your body, in your emotions, how you're feeling, how you're thinking? Pisces is the sign that merges or easily slips into uniting with everything, other people, animals, the goddess, right? Pisces is a very permeable boundary, which is its superpower and its shadow both. Aries, in reaction to Pisces empathy and merging, now wants to individuate and explore its own power and strength, often learning about boundaries as well, but in another way, right? How to hold its own without offending and pushing people away. This is a big shift of energy, so just notice how you feel today. Then on Wednesday, the moon enters Taurus and we shift from fiery Aries into the most grounded earth sign. Again, notice what you feel. Taurus encourages embodiment, a focus on the sensations of the body. How do you feel about dropping into your body? How do you feel about sensual pleasure? Is that triggery for you, or do you relish in it? Taurus has a shadow as well, where it puts pleasure above all else, right? Overindulging rather than walking up to the edge of what feels good and staying there. relishing in it instead of diving head first off the ledge, right? That's the Taurus Scorpio axis, seeking pleasure versus pushing the envelope. On Thursday, Venus opposes Mars. There's a big dynamic between the feminine and the masculine in our world right now. Many are fighting with everything they've got to keep the patriarchy firmly in place, while the energy is naturally shifting towards the feminine, reclaiming her rightful power, right? It's a millennia shift, so it moves slowly, but this opposition highlights that change of energy and dynamics that characterize our lifetimes. So maybe just feel into where you're at with this shift on Thursday. How comfortable are you with your feminine empowerment? On Friday, the moon enters Gemini, now entering into an air sign. Air signs are more mentally focused. How does this feel to you? I have my Mercury in Gemini, so when the moon is in Gemini, I'm often filled with ideas and curiosity. It feels expansive mentally. Sometimes that brings anxiety and too much nervous system stimulation for me, but it can also be a very creative few days for me as well. So, what about you? How do you experience the moon shifting between the elements of fire, earth, air, and water? Start there. Then you can drill down into the individual signs that make up each element. If you're up during the night or the early morning on Friday, check out the moon with Jupiter. Also, you could look on Saturday night and morning as well. Jupiter is very bright right now. On Sunday, we have the Gemini full moon and Mercury stations direct. I don't know about you, but this retrograde like flew by for me. Mercury stations direct in Sagittarius, which begins a new Mercury cycle that is Sagittarian themed. Let your mind explore and seek in the coming months. Don't hold yourself back with a bunch of like hows or can'ts. The Gemini full moon is the next important phase in this lunar cycle. Use the full moon to acknowledge yourself for something you've done over the past moon cycle. What is one big or small thing that you can celebrate yourself for? It's important to recognize our wins, what we're doing well, what feels right. As women, we're so programmed to be constantly looking at what we're doing wrong and also to be obsessed with improvement, right? So I like to work with the full moon as a time of celebration, dancing around the energetic bonfire with our sisters, cheering ourselves and each other on. It's the Gemini full moon, so get creative with what you can celebrate. Later on Sunday, after the exact full moon, the moon enters Cancer, activating the watery realm of feelings. Still in that full moon window, right? The moon and the sun are still opposite each other. Notice what feelings come up for you, especially around acknowledging and celebrating yourself. Cancer is the mother who nurtures us. So have compassion for yourself wherever you are with celebrating you, right? This is why we do this, to keep learning about ourselves and our blocks to who we truly are. I know for sure that you are an amazing woman of light, here to help and encourage a refocusing on the feminine. A fun Gemini essential oil for this full moon is Douglas fir. It's playful and grounding energy. It supports the headiness of Gemini, but is literally a trickster tree like Gemini, as it's not even really a fir at all. It smells divine and will align you energetically with the Gemini full moon energies. Enjoy the full moon, and I'll see you next week as the moon meets up with Mars and activates more healing for the masculine. I hope to see you at my free solstice gathering on December 21st. Again, the link is below. If you want to learn more about changing your life with the moon, grab my free guide, 3 Steps to Changing Your Life with the New Moon, at my website, sheridansemple.com, or just click the link below. comment, ask me questions, like below. Thanks for watching, and I wish you an empowered, sacred feminine week.